You're listening to Frankly Speaking Sports with Larry Frank on Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Frankly Speaking Sports. Want to welcome you all here tonight. What a great show we have for you. We are on Northeast Streaming Sports. We are on Frankly Speaking Sports tonight. We are also on YouTube Live. We are also on other networks such as Bucks Life. What an incredible Buccaneer website, as well as Crew Live. Crew Live, always our partner. If you want some great websites, some great things to watch the Buccaneers besides Frankly Speaking Sports, go ahead and watch those websites. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live today from Brandon, Florida. We want to welcome a group from Carolina, the Carolina Buccaneer crew, who has their own website, does a lot for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Carolina area, keeping those people engaged, keeping those people involved. We want to go ahead and welcome them here today as well as we continue to grow. A reminder, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we are on Northeast Streaming Sports as well. Make sure you check out Northeast Streaming Sports. If you're a sports fan, this is a website for you folks. An incredible website with all types of different shows from all aspects of sports over the entire world. So even if you're not a Buccaneer fan, they have Jets shows, they have Patriot shows, they have baseball shows, they have wrestling shows, they have boxing shows, and so on and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, you can leave messages tonight as I am going ahead and updating some of them right now for you. We will be going over the schedules today. What an amazing day. 2021 schedule came out yesterday with the Buccaneers having the fourth easiest schedule in the entire NFL, and that's for the Super Bowl champs. And we're going to break down their schedule actually with my predictions on how they're going to fare throughout the year in a couple of minutes. Then after that, we're going to have Keith Angelo on to recap the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New England Patriots. Tom Brady's return to Foxborough. Should be an incredible game. It's early in the year. It's week 4, so should be lots of fun. We're also going to have later on around 40 minutes into the show, Joe D'Angelo around 9:40 will be joining us to discuss the Tampa Bay Lightning. If you haven't known, folks, Tampa Bay Lightning start their playoffs this Saturday. The schedule has come out, and we will show you that schedule as well. Great show lined up for you. Folks, whatever website you're on, whatever platform you're on, go ahead, share this to your timeline. Let's have fun tonight, and let's have a great time breaking down this schedule. First thing I'm going to do, I had to think of somebody who just could break down the schedule that would probably do, to at least announce the schedule, would be the best one to do this for us. And I couldn't think of anyone better than my good friend, Rob Gronkowski. Let's go ahead and listen to Gronk break it down.
Hey, Bucks fans, it's Rob Gronkowski, and the biggest season ever is here, and we are going to have fun with it.
Let's start with 2 adjectives.
Jumpy, strong.
All right, this time 9 nouns.
Person, place, or thing. Helicopter, water, building, a boat, dinosaur, park, public relations, Pokemon. Rob.
How about 6 verbs?
That's an action. Walk. Karate chop. Skiing. Boxes. Run. Fighting.
Give me 4 plural nouns this time.
Cities. Birds. Flags. Godzillas.
And lastly, 1 boy's name.
Bear. Huh?
Okay, time to read the schedule.
Versus Dallas. The Cowboys will need to trade their boots for flags when they come to Tampa. That's true, because you raise the flags here in Tampa. That's the only way you win it. Versus Atlanta. I hope the Falcons fly away from Tampa with a strong public relations. Me too. You know, who can't use a strong PR team? I need one. At the Los Angeles Rams. Hollywood, here we come. You know what they say, lights, camera, walk. At New England. I know people have New England circled on their calendars. Instead of circles, I draw birds on my calendar. That's because I'm an artist. Versus Miami. Miami isn't the only place that has dolphins. I see dolphins in the bay, skiing all the time. Love dolphins. Not these dolphins. At Philly. When I'm in Philly, I order my cheesesteaks with water and building. That don't make no sense at all. Versus Chicago. If you're going to wrestle a bear, make sure to pack your helicopter. That's true, because you got to get the F out of there if you're wrestling a bear. At New Orleans. When we go to New Orleans, I'll make sure to get a beignet. I hear they go great with Pokemon. Bye. On our bye week, I plan to rest and take up karate with cities. Yeah, I usually do. Hit up different cities, do some karate, and come back after the bye. At Washington. If I ever got to change my name, I'd change it to Bear. Versus New York Giants. New York is the Big Apple. Tampa is the Big Boat. That's the truth. Big pirate boat. At Indy. Getting an extra opponent this year is like getting extra Rob with Godzilla. That's true, because I always go off versus him, and I'm always like Godzilla when I play him. Knock him around silly. At Atlanta. Some call it soda. Atlanta calls it Coke. I call it Park. Versus Buffalo. I bet the Bills will be happy to come to Tampa because it's so cold and jumpy in Buffalo. That's the truth, because you're freezing that you're jumping up and down to stay warm. Versus New Orleans. When the Saints go marching in, I go fighting in because I'm a warrior. Actually, because I'm a pirate. At Carolina. I know people think the Panthers mascot looks like a bear, but I think he looks more like a dinosaur. He sure does. At New York Jets. They say New York is a city that never sleeps, but I think it never boxes. Doesn't really make sense, but we'll just go with it. Versus Carolina. Saints march, Falcons fly, and Panthers run when they come to town. All right, time to go for 2. Let's go.
All right, that was the great Rob Gronkowski. We want to go ahead and thank him and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for allowing us to use that clip today. And I'll tell you you never want to say anything's easy in the NFL. I mean, the NFL is tough enough, but when you look at this Bucs schedule and you're a Buccaneers fan, you have to be really, really pleased with the way the NFL really took care of you this year. I mean, they didn't really give you long stretch of away games. They didn't give you long stretches of continuous Monday night games. And I'll see if I can pull that up real quick there. All righty. We'll pick and let's see if you guys can see that on your screen real quick here. Let me see if nope, that's the Lightning one. We'll show you that one in a minute. All right, which we will show you that. Let's get that off there for right now. All right, but we showed you the schedule. Gronk just went over the schedule. Just an unbelievable schedule for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're trying to pull it up, see if we can right now for you. Nah, these Lightning want to stay right in the way here, so we'll try this again. Let me see. Well, last time, and hopefully it's a charm, folks. There we go. So there's the schedule for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As you look at it, I know it comes in a little bit clouded, but we went over the schedule and we're going to go ahead and now break down each week for you in this schedule. So we're going to go through a quick synopsis of every single game. If you are on your websites, if you folks are joining from another platform, please go ahead, share this to your timeline. I'm sure your friends would really enjoy this breakdown of the entire schedule. And the first week, as everybody knows, is September 9th versus the Dallas Cowboys. Week 1, Dallas Cowboys home. I mean, what better way, a Thursday night, 8:20 p.m., the return of Dak Prescott. And I'm going to be honest with you, difficult game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's a team, the Dallas Cowboys, that continuously in the past couple of years find ways to underachieve and not win ball games. And that's whether Dak Prescott is there or not there. So we're going to hook that up, and we're going to call that a win for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 1 versus the Cowboys. Then week 2, 2 straight home games for the Super Bowl champions. September 19th, Falcons at 4:05 p.m. And, this should be an easy win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who knows what the heck's going on with Matt Ryan in Atlanta. There's another team. They had some weapons with Calvin Ridley, but this is a team that still doesn't know where it's going, not just from a personnel player standpoint, but also from an organizational standpoint. So we're going to definitely consider that to be 2-0. And I'm not going to keep count, but at the end of us going, we will give you what we feel our record for the Super Bowl champs will be. Okay, then we go into week 3, where they go to a very tough game at the Rams. I mean, folks, this is a tough game, and I believe this will be Matthew Stafford, if I remember, went over there, per whatever, and per trade, a huge trade during the offseason. But this is the first road game for the Bucs. They don't do very well on the West. Teams don't, but I look for the Buccaneers to pull out a tight game versus the Rams. I don't think the Rams are as good as everybody says they are. I think they're a team that have some great players, but I don't think they're a team that has the continuity to beat the Buccaneers. And then we go into week 4, the game that, everybody is looking forward to on the schedule. It's week 4 at New England, return of Tom Brady. And what can you say about the return of Tom Brady? They got tickets just at the low end going over for $1,000. And I'm still praying that my good buddy Keith Engel is going to find a way to get me 2 tickets. But I just don't know if that's going to happen with tickets being $1,000 at the low end. And I don't see those things going down, folks. And it's just so ironic that the NFL knew exactly what they doing when they scheduled this game. They went ahead and they put it at a time when Tom Brady had a chance to break Drew Brees' record on national TV in Foxborough versus old team passing yards of Drew Brees. So just an incredible game that's going to be. And as always, when we talk about Patriots football, we love to bring in the host of TGI Sports, who covers the New England Patriots. Let's go ahead and bring in our good buddy, Keith Engel. Keith, how you doing today, buddy?
Hello, Larry. How are you? Can you hear me, bud?
Buddy, I'm doing great. Here we got some NHL playoffs starting. Basketball's about to start their playoffs. Baseball's in full swing. And now the schedule, which, seems like we have to wait forever after the Super Bowl to get the dates out. But, when you look at this game, are you surprised that the NFL, I know you're not surprised they put it prime time, but are you surprised that it was this early in the season?
A little bit. I kind of wish it was, Tom Brady would be used to the weather. I'd rather see these games be in November and December, but that's just me. So I'm a little surprised it's at week 4, but the NFL, they kind of know what they're doing. They like to generate a lot of excitement week to week, and there's some reasoning behind what they've done. So it's going to be an exciting weekend for sure, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Keith. Describe, you live up that way. Of course you're doing it ahead of time, but what do you see that weekend? Remember, it's a Sunday, I think it's a Sunday night game. Just envision that place being like when Tom Brady takes the field.
I think there's going to be a mixture because a year later, or a little more than a year later, there's still half the people are angry at Tom and half the people still love him. So I think it's going to be a very interesting mix of there's going to be some booing and there's going to be some people that love him that will be cheering loudly, and I'm sure that will drown out most of the boos. That'll be my guess. They'll save those for Cam Newton.
All right, now let me ask you this, Keith. Are people making more of this Belichick versus Brady game than it really is? Or is this more, as far as these two guys go, just another football game?
It's not just another football game, but yes, too much gets made of it, right? Because Belichick's not playing in the game, obviously.
Right.
No more than Tom Brady will be playing against whoever the New England quarterback is. So yes, but that's the nature of the beast. This is a huge deal. Yes. And you know what? Bill Belichick will spend from now until October 3rd or 4th, whenever that game is, playing down the fact that it's just another game. It's just another game, but there's no way this is just another game to Bill Belichick. That's for sure.
Yeah, and one thing people seem to be forgetting in this whole thing, that of course it's not going to be made any big story but it's also the return of Rob Gronkowski, who had some tremendous years in New England as well.
Yeah, and Antonio Brown too had about one good week. So yes, there's going to be a huge reunion here.
Yeah, right.
Gronk will probably
and maybe Julian Edelman soon,
and possibly Edelman. Who knows? Right. I will go out on the record right now as saying Gronk gets a better reception than Brady from the fans.
You think so?
I do, because I just think there's not the divide of people that are angry and that are just okay that we moved on or he moved on. Both teams or both parties moved on, right? Gronk's Gronk, and people love
in
Gronk.
New England wins 6 Super Bowl, plays 20 years, gives him his heart, gives him his soul, changes the complete direction of this organization. And you're telling me these fans are going to show up and there's going to be more fans booing for Tom Brady?
No, I think the ones who will cheer will drown out the booers. Yes, but there will be people booing him for sure. And I mean, I'm
sure.
Fine. I was fine. You know what? He's entitled to do whatever he wants. He gave his heart, his soul to this team, as you said, for 20 years, and the team made it pretty clear they didn't want him. Bill Belichick hasn't wanted him since before they traded Garoppolo, right? So I don't blame Tommy for moving on. I really don't.
And you know what? We have a couple of minutes left. I wanted to get you just a quick synopsis, Keith, from you. But you got to look at the New England Patriots schedule. We're going over the Tampa Bay Buccaneer schedule, obviously, here today down here. From your first glance, obviously the talk of that division with obvious reasons, but a lot of people forget that this New England team was 7-9 last year with a not so great defense because they all opted out. How much better is this team capable of being this year?
I think they're capable of being much better depending on the play at the quarterback position. If Cam Newton is a quarterback of this team for more than half the season, or maybe even less than that, they're not going to finish much better than they did the year before. 8-8 would be or they can't finish 8-8, right? 8-9, I guess, would be a good season, or 9-8 if Cam's a quarterback. But they will be better. They're going to be better on defense. Van Noy is back from a hiatus in Miami. Hightower's back from opting out last year, as you mentioned. I mean, that's like 2 draft picks, right? Plus,
absolutely.
Plus the signing of God, I can never say the guy's name from Baltimore. Show, I guess. He's a tremendous addition to that team. Barrymore, the second round draft pick that they had out of Alabama, they have improved the defense tremendously as well as the offense. I mean, the skill position upgrades have been important too. But if you don't have a guy to get him the ball, Larry, what's the point? And Cam's shot.
Yeah.
So this hinges on Mac Jones's development.
Yeah, and we were going to ask you, my last question before I let you run, Keith, was, and you hit on it a little bit, but week 4 in Foxborough with Brady coming back, who's behind center for the New England Patriots?
I say Mac Jones.
All right, guys, you heard it first on it's Frankly Speaking Sports on our Northeast Streaming Sports Network. That's Keith Angelo. Well, Keith, I don't want to see Buffalo win the division, all right? Believe it or not, I'd rather see New England because, it just makes for a better story and everything. But on behalf of everybody, thank you so much for giving us a quick synopsis of that this evening, and we'll talk soon.
Anytime, Larry.
Real quickly, while I got you on here, I tell my fans about you all the time. Go ahead and tell them his show as well, in case we have some Patriot fans on here as well.
My show, you broke up a little bit, but my show is TGI Sports Talk. You can catch us Friday mornings. We do an interview show, and Sunday mornings we're on, and we pop on a bunch of other shows like yours and Mac and Jack, and we're all over the place. So, guys, catch us at TGI Sports Talk on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can catch us on all the podcast channels, as Larry, that we're on Northeast Streaming Sports. You can catch us there too, actually. So there's a plethora of places you can catch my show, TGI Sports Talk, and of course, Frankly Speaking Sports.
That's right. All right, Keith. Thanks again, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Excellent. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you. That was Keith Angelo of TGI Sports. Alrighty, there we go. So we got up to week 4, folks. Let's go to week 5. And I don't see there's any way Tom Brady's going to lose that game week 4 up in Foxborough. There just is no way. Okay, then we go to the week 5, October 10th. It's versus the Dolphins. Out of all the games, this is the first game that I think your Tampa Bay Buccaneers has potential to lose. This is a good Dolphins football team. This is a good Dolphins defensive football team. This is another team that has quarterback. They got to. They're coming off a year where they just missed the playoffs. I'm looking for maybe the Buccaneers to come off maybe a little set down after beating New England that week and losing this game in week 5. We move to week 6. Week 6, folks. They're at Philadelphia, another primetime game for your Super Bowl champions. And the Eagles are just a terrible team. They are a terrible team. I know they got Jalen Hurts there, but this is a division they play in that is very bad, and they are one of the bad teams that that not only don't I like Giants on that last game, just a lack of class from the entire organization, whether it was the coach's fault or not, I don't care. It's just a lack of disrespect for the NFL. So this is a game I expect the Bucs to win. Then we go to week 7, October 24th versus the Bears. Home, I got the Buccaneers winning this game. I don't see the Buccaneers, there's talk who's going to quarterback this team, we shall see. But at the end of then we go to week 8 as I speed it up a little bit. We got the Saints, and we got the Saints. I believe this Saints game is home, if I am correct. Let me just check that real quickly here to make sure. October 8th, and then they play the Saints. No, I think this one is away. One of them is away. Let me think. I should have put that. And that date I said was October 8th. October 8th. Excuse me, folks. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out here. It's hard when you do everything here. So hold on one sec. Buccaneers. No, I'm sorry. This one is home. Home. So the Buccaneers are home. That's a mistake on the screen. They will beat the Saints this game and Jameis Winston. So that'll be the game before the bye versus Jameis Winston. Take the week off, a perfect time, week 9 for a bye, as the team will get to refresh itself at the halfway point. Then they play the Washington football team at Washington. Of course, I got them winning this game as well. Then, folks, the New York Giants, who I think are going to be one of the better teams in the NFC next year, they are going to win that NFC East division. I'm calling that now. And I also have them beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here on November 22nd. Then we got the Colts. Wentz is over there. All these changes. No. No way Wentz is going to beat the Buccaneers. We got the Bucs winning that game. The Falcons, week 13, December 5th, at Atlanta. Right in the middle, right in the holiday season, the Buccaneers go up to the Mercedes-Benz Dome and prevail. Then we go week 14, December 12th versus the Bills. The Bills, one of the better teams, better defenses in the NFL. Brady could have a little trouble. This is one of the games they possibly can lose on this schedule. Then we got the Saints, and I got them losing to the Saints in New Orleans. No, I'm sorry. Yes, in New Orleans, I got them losing. That is the last loss that I have the Bucs having, and I expect them December 16th versus the Panthers, January 2nd versus the Jets, and also January 9th versus the Panthers to win out. So this is a situation where, where we have it. So I want to go ahead and tell you that if you're a fan and you're listening to this and you're wondering, okay, Larry, you just predicted every game. What do you have the record of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being at the end of the season? At the end of the season, so just in a recap, I have losses for the Bucs. I have the Miami Dolphin game, New Orleans Saints in New Orleans, the Giants, and the Bills. So I had that being said, if that does happen, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, your Super Bowl champions, will finish with 13 wins and 4 losses. So we'll have to see how that goes, but that's my prediction for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 13-4. Let's go ahead and see what star defenseman Levante David had to say about this schedule.
Levante David joining us here live on the Schedule Release Show. How are you, Levante David?
What's up, cuz? How y'all doing, man? Thank you for having me.
You bet. So what did you look at the first time that you got the schedule in your hands, Levante?
Me, being a player down here in South Florida, I kind of look at it how Kurt looked at it. I'm trying to find out what we're going to play this December. You know what cold game is going to be at. I see we got the Jets later in the year, so we got to be prepared for that. But other than that, man, it's going to be an exciting year. So we got a great schedule lined up, and there's going to be some great football being played.
That's all right. Tom Brady's used to playing against the Jets in that stadium with 2 weeks to go in the regular season. I think he'll probably show you the ropes on that one. What about facing the Cowboys? First one up, you heard Irv say that the Cowboys are not going to duck you. Obviously, we know all that. But what do you think about the Cowboys coming into your house to start this thing off?
Yeah, man, it's going to be exciting. You know, like you say, man, they got a football team who's returning, who's trying to redeem themselves. And what better way to do that than defend the Super Bowl champs opening night, Thursday night. I'm sure they're going to bring everything they got, and I'm positive that we're going to bring everything we got. You know, all 22 stars that we got coming back is going to be out there, hopefully ready to go. And it's going to be a fun football game, man. It's going to be very exciting. The whole world's going to be watching, and we're going to see what we can do.
Well, Levante, congratulations on graduating this weekend. I know that was a big accomplishment for you. Let's be honest here. When the schedule comes out, we all go through the list. Be tough. I'm just curious, when you were checking our boxes here, was there any of these games that you said we cannot win? Are you thinking about going undefeated already?
Nice.
I mean, you coming out hot on me quick, but I feel like, you know, no game is an easy game in this league, man. Anything can happen in this league. Every team's gonna be a tough opponent. You know, I feel like everybody's gonna be gunning for us. You know, me, all those years, you know, being the underdog. Now we kind of like the top dog. People put us as the top dog, man. Everybody gonna be gunning for us, but everybody gonna give us their best shot. But I feel like, you know, like you said, man, we're gonna be the team to beat. I'm sure we're gonna have the right mindset week in and week out. And every opponent each week gonna have to give their best, man, because we're gonna bring our best. I'm sure that.
That was Levante David.
Levante, you're the captain.
Whoa, hold on. Levante still was going there. Not sure why. But we're going to take a quick commercial break here. Get a quick sports update on the Tampa Bay Rays. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit of Tampa Bay Lightning. So we'll be back right after this message. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Frankly Speaking Sports update. Your Tampa Bay Rays are heading to the bottom of the seventh inning with a huge 7-0 lead. Randy Arozarena was 4-0 when he came up to bat and hit a 3-run homer for your Tampa Bay Rays. But it was Austin Meadows that started for your Tampa Bay Rays.
That was radical. I saw a cape drop. Oh, there's a shot back into deep right. That baby's going to go. Home run! Austin Meadows connects on a 1-1 pitch, and the Rays do add on.
So, welcome back to Frankly Speaking Sports. That Rays are up 7-0. Arozarena and Meadows with a home run. Glad to have you back here. For those of you folks that haven't noticed, with so much excitement, the Tampa Bay Lightning this Saturday are starting their Stanley Cup playoff run. They're trying to repeat, and we got the schedule for you right here. All right, that one's not going to work, so that's the Buccaneers. You see, now I get the Buccaneers. So let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. And we'll try to get the other one now. Your Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, maybe we won't. All right, as I try to pull up this schedule, seems like it won't let us. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, folks, there we go. Not sure if you can all see it or not. Let me try to make it a little bit There you go, where you can see it a little bit. They're going to start this Sunday, the 16th, 7:30 p.m. Then they play Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m., then Thursday and Saturday. And then if necessary, it looks like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But there's the playoff schedule to put everything in a nutshell. They play Sunday and they play Tuesday. So it looks like they start in Miami on Sunday and Thursday, and Sunday and Tuesday, and then we'll be home on Thursday and Saturday. We want to go ahead and have access to that. So thank you very much. Let's put that down. And, the players have started, and we're a couple minutes away from having Joe D'Angelo, our Lightning insider, on with us. And this is a team that, is banged up. It's really banged up. These couple of days off, they could have really used like they're getting right now. Let's go ahead and hear from head coach John Cooper, who spoke to the media earlier today in regards to his team.
Or doesn't mean that was a year ago. You playing different opponents. There's so many variables that go into it, but you hope at those times when everybody in the building's on a little bit of edge and tensions are heightened, that your experience can pull you through that. But like I said, you can't just sit here and say, "Oh, we got experience." You can make an argument the other way that the team that hasn't been there is really excited and gung ho and playing for nothing to lose, and all of a sudden things go well for them. So I've been on both sides of the fence. You just have to channel your energy properly.
Ed and Cena.
John, obviously you guys have played a lot of tough games against the Panthers. You guys are nearby. There's kind of this maybe manufactured rivalry between the teams, but did you guys consider them rivals? And does a rivalry need postseason, kind of a postseason atmosphere to be created to consider a rivalry?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Is Columbus a rival? I don't know.
Well, I don't. It matters, right? I mean,
yeah, we played them twice in the postseason. I just don't sit here and consider them a rival. I don't think they consider us rivals. We're playing one time in the division. We played Boston a couple times in the playoffs. Are we rivals with them? Maybe a little bit more, but I think Boston's got a deep history of rivals in this league for years. I would say a geographic rival. There's no question Florida's a geographic rival. Are the games heated? Yes, but we've never really been in a situation with them where, like what's happening now. So will this probably create something? I hope it does, because I think it's good for the game. It's good for Florida, the state. It's good for all of us. So long time coming, and I think we should all relish it. I think we should all enjoy this. But I think we're more attached to the hip just because we play right down the road than anything that hockey's done.
Thank you. We'll do one more. Dan Rosen, go ahead.
Yeah, John, actually, I was going to ask you something along those lines. You've been there a long time now, maybe long enough. Do you have perspective now on what this series could mean for these two markets, for hockey and Florida? I mean, just what do you think it could do once it's over? And even if it does build a rivalry or whatnot, but just to see these two teams playing and get excitement in the markets because of the geographic rivalry.
Yeah, well, I think that every hockey fan in the state of Florida now is going to be watching the same game, and I think that's a bonus. If the Tampa Bay Lightning are playing in the playoffs and the Florida Panthers are not, maybe there's Florida fans that aren't watching those games. I can't sit there and I don't know for sure. Hockey fans are pretty passionate fans, and they'll watch other games. It's just the nature of our sport and our fan base. But you're pretty much guaranteed that every TV and every sports bar, and you're going to have our hockey game on, and that can do nothing but help. Now that part probably won't help the kids because they can't get into those sports bars, but they'll be on in every rink and we'll be on. And I think you can't help but notice that, and I think that's where excitement builds, because there are some bragging rights, not only moving on to the playoffs, but who's Florida's team, and fan bases go at it. And I think it's great.
All right, that was the coach, John Cooper. And now to give us as much more information on the upcoming playoffs between the Panthers and the Lightning, we're going to bring in our Lightning insider, owner of Thunder Strikers, the Tampa Bay Thunder Strikers, Joe D'Angelo. Joe, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, thumbs up, Larry. How you doing tonight?
Buddy, I'm great. It's playoff hockey. Come on, man. Of course we're doing great. It's great. Hey, Joe, let me ask you this right up front, and I know the news for us, and I'm hoping it's on the injury front with some of these guys that have been banged up, and hopefully we wanted to ask you, and we'll start right off with it. We won't hesitate about the Kucherov and Stam. I heard they were on the ice earlier today. What can you tell us about this?
Well, I can give you the whole big deal about what's going on the injury front, and it's very positive news. If you're a Lightning fan, and I cover the team, so I get the inside scoops and everything, and I could tell you, most of the guys are back. They were all on the ice practicing, except for Barclay Goodrow, who's long term. He's going to be out a couple of weeks, so he's the only one that really, knock on wood, is going to be out long term. The other guys were on the ice today, and it's looking good. I like what I saw, and I'm very confident going into this series, because I could tell you I've watched every single Florida game, and Florida presents a problem for us. They have won 5 out of the 8 games, so they know how to beat us. However, these last couple of games that you've seen Florida dominate, we had mostly all crunch players. So I could tell you, I just got back from Sunrise. I was there for that game, that last game, on my birthday, no less. And we lost, and that was a very frustrating loss for not only for the Lightning, but for me, that, I was there in the stands, and I was dealing with some Panther fans who were very obnoxious, I might add. But I had to tell him, I was like, hello. I was like, we are the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champions. Where's your cup?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for an answer. Where's your Stanley Cup, Panther fans? You don't have Stanley Cups. You don't have it.
Joe, let me ask you this. It was only a couple years ago when, let's just say crap hit the fan, for better terms, when we had the best record in hockey, and towards the latter part of the season, the last 10 games, we didn't play our best hockey, and I was nervous going into that Columbus series, and Columbus went ahead and swept us. Well, this year going, and I know we had injuries, we haven't played our best hockey in the last 10 games. What do you see that is different about this team that will not allow the same thing to happen versus Columbus 2 years ago?
Well, Larry, it's important to understand that, this team lost at least seven good players, mostly superstars like Stamkos and Cooch. I mean, Stamkos, we're hoping he's going to be able to play well. He was on the lines today. Let me give you the lines. Palat, Point, and Kucherov were on the first line today. Killorn, Cirelli, and Stamkos was on the second line. Colton, Gord, and Coleman were on the third line, with Maroon, Johnson, and Joseph on the fourth line. That looks like it's going to be what they're going to go with. I think it's very important that Stamkos deliver here, because he's been out since April 8th. So he's been out a long time. and he was doing pretty good up until the time.
Yes.
He had 34 points, 17 goals, and 17 assists in 38 games before his injury. So it's very important to understand that Stamkos brings it. 439 goals for the Tampa Bay Lightning, franchise all-time leader. He's going to be back, and it's very important that he gets with Cologne and Cirelli on chemistry again, while Kucherov is on the first line with Point and Plot. Very important. We don't know what to expect from Kucherov, but I'll tell you what. This is the first time, and this will make history, the Florida matchup in the Stanley Cup playoffs between the Lightning and the Panthers. And I'll tell you another thing. Florida won those games, but we didn't have 7 of our key players in those series. So you could throw out everything that happened this year and the 5-3 deficit and everything like that, because this playoff is going to be rough and tough. And hopefully Victor Hedman also will be okay. And, a lot of people talking about surgery and everything like that, but Victor looked pretty damn good out there today.
Now, Joe, you were at the practice. Did you see any type of hesitation or favoring from Kucherov or Stamkos, or did they look like, besides maybe being in game shape, that they were 100%?
I'll tell you, Hedman looked outstanding. Didn't look like anything was wrong with him at all. Stamkos looked pretty damn good as well. Kucherov, of course, is going to be more behind than the other two. But those are the key guys that, we need to, have them step up. And of course, we are the defending, reigning Stanley Cup champions, while Florida hasn't won a playoff series since 1996 when they lost the Stanley Cup final. They were eliminated in 4 games by my other team, the New York Islanders, that I grew up with in the best-of-5 series last season. So the Panthers haven't done squat, and their fans have absolutely nothing to brag about, and that's why I had to shut them up. I was engaging. I was engaging in a few personal wars with some of the Panther fans. I guarantee you got loud. And the girl that I was with, Lisa, a good friend of mine who's a major Bolts fan there, she just sat back and laughed, and she loved it.
Now, Joe, how big is it for the Lightning to be increasing the attendance capacity to 37%, which is roughly 7,000 fans?
7,000 fans are going to be allowed on Thursday when we head back for Game 3 of the series. Obviously, everybody knows I posted it this morning. I actually got the inside word that it was going to be Sunday and Tuesday, and I posted it on the Thunder Strikers page that Sunday was going to be Game 1. And the only thing I didn't have was the times, but I knew that I had somebody confirm to me that Sunday and Tuesday were the first 2 games at sunrise. Sunday's game is at 7:30, and Tuesday's game is at 8 p.m. in sunrise before we come back Thursday at 6:30 in a home game.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Then there's a 12 o'clock noon game, I think, on Saturday as well.
12:30.
Yeah. So a couple of weird times. I mean, but we've seen it before. We saw it last year. Remember that 5 overtime win? I mean, it started at 3, and I thought it was an 8 o'clock start, because it went so long. It didn't end till 11 o'clock. I mean, what a game that was. Whoever will forget that. The times don't matter to these players, does it?
I don't think so, but I'll tell you what, judging on the Lightning history and everything, we just don't get up for day games, and not too many people can contest that fact. Whenever we play night games, it's totally different. The day games, I just don't know why the Lightning don't get up for those day games, but I'll tell you what, Monday night was just, it kind of killed my birthday because the Lightning, I'm not even going to say the Lightning, I'm going to say this. It was the crunch that were out there playing the games.
Well, it's different. It's different. It's playoffs now. Everybody's intensity goes up. And I was listening. I don't know if you had the chance to – I know you came on towards the end of us showing John Cooper's early today. But he seems like He's turned it on now. He seems very intense, very focused on what's at hand going forward.
Absolutely. Well, he realizes that Florida presents a tough challenge to us. They are a good team. They are not a bad team. And there are guys that we need to stop. Huberno is their best player, along with Barkov. Those are the two best players that they have. We've done pretty good against their goaltender. But I really feel like, if we get the chemistry back, if we get our big players and superstars back in that lineup, like for an example, Hedman's with Ruda on the defense lines, McDonough's with Cernak, Sergachev is with Savard. Now Savard brings a lot of experience and defense to the team. I like those defensive lines, and as long as Hedman looked the way he did, man, I'm telling you, that's a spark.
Oh, big
These guys are coming back, and they're fired up. They're coming back in a playoff setting.
Good.
So you're thrown right into the fire.
That's it, baby. Now, I want to ask you, first, let me ask you, I want to talk about a couple of series here before we leave. Let's, how do you see, before we get off this with the Lightning and the Panthers, how do you see, I mean, these are two teams, like you said, that although they haven't played each other in the playoffs, they know each other very well. How do you see this series faring?
You mean the Lightning Panther series?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to tell it. It may be biased.
That's okay. You're allowed to be.
I'm allowed to be. Damn it. I covered the team. I really see if these guys just do what they do best, and that's show up and play hard playoff hockey, the Bolts are going to take the series. I really think they're going to take the series. I don't think it's going to go 7 either. I think it's going to go 6, but some people are saying 7 that I talk to, but I really think it goes 6. The Lightning win. The Bolts have appeared now in 7 of 8 of Cooper's seasons. So how about those idiots that were wanting John Cooper's head in the beginning of the season? Kiss my butt. John Cooper is an amazing coach. He's done it again. 7 out of 8 Cooper years. How could you even think about taking care of getting rid of John Cooper when the man has done nothing but win everything he's done, every team he's coached?
Is it fair to say he's the best coach ever for the Lightning?
Oh, I just really think so. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, one other coach got them the Stanley Cup. We all know who that is, and Miss Tortorella. Mr. Tortorella there got it going and got it done. But the bottom line is Cooper is going on possibly his second cup. And don't forget, even after we do get rid of the Panthers, it only gets tougher, because then we're going to probably most likely face the Carolina Hurricanes, which is, I believe, my pick to be tougher than even Florida is.
And we were going to get into that. My next question was going to be Carolina is playing, I believe, Nashville, the Predators, who I believe just found their way into the playoffs.
They did.
And this Carolina team, I think, like Lightning, they only lost like 16 games. They were like 36-16, and a couple ties there. Mm-hmm. And I was going to ask you, Joe, is this Carolina team that good, or is it just they were playing in the Central Division and everybody was beating each other up?
Nah, I mean, you face each other 8 games and everything. It gets really sickening. I'm glad that this is all going to end, and next year we're going to get back to the regular format and stuff. I believe Carolina's a tougher team than Florida, but you know what the key is for me, Larry, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this. The defense holds up, and Kucherov and Stamkos be impact players right away. They need to limit Florida's high-powered attack. The Panthers were the only team to average more than 3 goals per game against the Tampa Bay Lightning this season, 3.88 average. So Florida's tough on us, and we need to solve that. I think the defense with Hedman back in the lineup with Ruda, McDonough with Cernak, Sergachev with Savard. I think our defense is going to step up. Vasi, I don't even worry about Andre Vasilevsky.
No worry about him, right?
31 wins this season. The only guy that was close to him is in goal tonight for Colorado Avalanche. My pick to meet the Bolts in the Stanley Cup this year, Colorado. It's not the golden bitches of Vegas. I think Vegas is overrated. The Vegas bitches are overrated because Colorado beat them the other night, and they got all their players back. They had COVID, a lot of their players.
Yeah.
And
let
they
me ask
came
you
back.
this, Joe. We both grew up in Long Island. We both know that. I'm staring at a picture of Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier on my wall right now. So
Awesome.
it wouldn't be right if I didn't ask you. I know that series, I think, starts Sunday at noon, and the Islanders, I believe, are playing the Pittsburgh Penguins, if I'm right.
They are.
And how do you see? You follow them a little bit more than me now. I lost some touch with the Islanders, but how do you see? I mean, we know who's supposed to win, but do the Islanders have a legitimate chance to upset Pittsburgh?
Well, again, you got to throw out what happened during the season, and this is a whole new ball game. This is the playoffs. The Islanders have experience in the playoffs, as we know.
Right.
I like the Islanders. I think the Islanders will, and that's my heart talking. I think the Islanders will beat Pittsburgh. Once an Islander, always an Islander fan in my heart, and that was our birth city, Long Island, and I grew up watching them win all 4 cups in the Nassau Coliseum. I saw every single cup.
So did I, my
Four in a
friend.
row. 4 in a row, baby. Never, ever to be equaled again.
Bobby Nystrom, Dennis Potvin, Clark Gillies.
Billy Smith. The list goes on and on. Great team. And like you, I have the Bossy and the Trottier, and I have their yearbooks, and I have, I went to their games and everything. I was a big Islander fan. I really hope that we face them again. Not going to happen, no. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't like the format. I want to get back to regular season, all games, no short seasons, because you got these idiot fans out there that just because we played, 56 games, it's an asterisk next to whoever wins the Stanley Cup, it's an asterisk. Last year.
They only remember that in 10 years.
Yeah.
They only remember that in 10 years. Well, listen, Joe, we're running out of time, buddy. As always, I want to thank you for coming on, but do me a favor. I didn't want to leave the show tonight. You mentioned something on Facebook to me, and I want to make sure there's a pep rally going on, I believe, this Saturday at West Shore Mall or West Shore Boulevard somewhere. Why don't you let all the Lightning fans who want to participate, let them know what's going on?
Oh, man. Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to attend it, so I couldn't participate in it, or else I was going to go. So you'll have to look up on the Tampa Bay Lightning website and go on to it and see. But Saturday I'm working, so I'm not going to be able to go to that. One of the things that I miss, obviously, but I'll be probably going to some games. That much with my connections I got in there, I'll be going to some games to cover the team. So check out TampaBayLightning.com for all the information about that. Larry, thanks a lot for having me on your show. And,
and don't
anytime.
be shy with those connections, okay?
Well, you know what? Everything's messed up because of this fake COVID crap. But next year, we're going to get back to regular schedule programming. We're going to have a full season. We're going to have full arenas. Everything's going to come back. And let's win the cup. Let's win.
Yeah.
Let's repeat. Let's repeat.
Let's
2
do
in a
it.
row, baby. 2 in a row, baby.
Buddy. All right. As always, thanks, buddy, and have a good night. That was Joe D'Angelo. That was Joe D'Angelo of the Thunderstrikers and also a Lightning Insider. What great information. So it looks like the team's getting back together. That is great news for the Tampa Bay Lightning. What better time than to get your whole team back at 100% going into the playoffs? And, Joe talked, and I'm going to take an extra couple of minutes, but Joe talked about Kucherov He talked about Stamkos, but I'm going to tell you right now, we know how much a goalie means. Vazzy's been there all year. But the key difference in these playoffs, and we're going to start with round one versus the Panthers, is going to be Victor Hedman. I always said not one player doesn't change the chemistry of a team. I was wrong because he definitely changes the chemistry and the attitude of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they're a much better team with, obviously, Victor Hedman playing. That goes without saying. But I think the Lightning, if all these players are back, they are a better team than the Panthers. Remember, we proved 2 years ago, it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. It's all about the playoffs. The teams that are playing the best hockey enter in the playoffs. Now, we know the Lightning have not been playing the best hockey entering the playoffs. It's been because guys, and whatever excuses, I hate using them, but they've been banged up. And there's other teams been banged up too. But there's a team that didn't play well 2 years ago, got swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets. I don't see John Cooper allowing that to happen again. I think this team is going to come out on fire. They're going to come ready to play. Obviously, our goal is to take 1 of 2 in Miami. But if we could take 2 in a row, oh, baby, how good would that be? Something else that he said, Mr. D'Angelo said, and I agree with him. The best team and one of the best teams in all of hockey could be from Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's those Carolina Hurricanes. What a great year they had, just running through this division that the Lightning are in. So it should be really, really interesting. I don't want to jump ahead, but it's really a good chance that the Hurricanes and the Lightning can meet again real soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our guest, Keith Engel from GGI Sports. You can follow him on Northeast Streaming Sports, like you can follow me as well. We also want to thank Joe D'Angelo, a Lightning insider from the Tampa Bay Thunder Striker, the owner and president. Great job by those guys giving us the information that they were able to get for us, as they always do. I want to remind you all that we will be back Monday evening. That's right. This Monday evening at 9 p.m. on Frankly Speaking Sports. We want to thank all the different Buccaneer platforms from Tampa Bay. I know we had a lot of Carolina fans on today from the Carolina group. Thank you so very, very much for joining us today. Please, if you have friends who like all sports, we do all interviews, please have them join our Frankly Speaking Sports group on Facebook, Frankly Speaking Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Until next time, good night.